We just be talking.
I'm on YouTube now.
All right.
I just be talking. We on the tube. It's okay because the tube is nice too. You get a lot on the tube. I like the tube. That's what I watch. YouTube.
Yeah.
I watched a movie on there the other week just looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a whole movie. It was really good. I didn't know they did whole movies on YouTube. I was surprised. It was a good movie too.
I was surprised.
I was surprised.
Okay.
It was good. I saw that. And they had another movie on YouTube. You still doing the other thing, Key? Because I know people don't really want to hear us sit here and just talk like that.
No, I'm trying to share it.
Because I do talk about people. I talk about the people, you know, the people that do the and I'm gonna put my goddaughter out there. She does like she'll do something live on Facebook or something, and she'll be at a club, and she'll just film herself at the bar.
Yeah, I know people who just film themselves out.
My nephew films himself smoking weed. I don't get it. I don't get it.
At first, I used to like call her and say, "No, don't nobody want to see you," but then I thought about it. I saw something on TV where this girl. This guy asked her, "What does she do?" And she said, "She's an influencer."
Yeah.
Her influence was selling farts in a bottle.
I can't. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Jerry said, "What? farts in a bottle? I've been giving mine away for free."
And this is how you start the show. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
Somebody tuned in and was like, what?
Farts in a bottle? It's a business.
Clearly.
Farts in a bottle.
It's the Hey Girl, Hey podcast. Thank you so much for checking us out, for tuning in. Normally we'd be live on the Facebook, but now we are live on the YouTube.
The tube.
The metaverse is hating on us, sister.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's whatever. It's all right. It's whatever. Anyway, this is the Hey Girl, Hey podcast. I'm your radio chick, Kiki Brown.
And I'm the chatter chick, LaShawn.
And I'm your millennial chick, Ginger.
I can't. This girl, I swear.
Take that up an octave.
Child. Oh no, that's not what I was trying to do. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, nothing. I'm trying to.
That's all right.
I'm trying to get it together.
Get
all
together.
Right. Anyway. So we had a lot of baby news this week. You know, first half of the Hey Girl, Hey podcast. We can talk about hot topics. So, you know, of course, this means we have to catch LaShawn up because LaShawn has no idea. So
I'm getting better, Kiki. Shut up.
Rihanna is pregnant.
I saw that.
Okay.
And I wasn't too happy about it because I was like, this dude then got her pregnant. That's where I went with it. My negative mind.
Did you went there?
I went. I mean,
what's wrong with him? Happy. What's his name? ASAP.
Right. You know, you just. I hope they work out. I do. I hope they work out.
What's the problem with What's wrong with ASAP Rock? ASAP Rocky? What's wrong with him?
I don't know. Probably nothing. Nothing's wrong. It's just me.
I knew they were happy. I didn't know what turned into like pregnancy.
Well, nobody plans that, so.
But like
people do.
Some
people do.
Some.
I didn't think, like, oh baby, you know what I mean? Like, I guess I'm sad that's serious, That's
eventually that happens. I mean, if she's happy and she wants to have a child, she's like 30-something years old or something. You want to have a child, and he's probably a good dude. I don't know about him. I really don't know about her. I mean, for you to say he got her pregnant, she let herself.
I'm saying that's just where my mind went. I don't like those. Is it something? No, it wasn't Summer Walker. Danny Lee. That whole situation where the girl, the relationship doesn't work out anymore, and now she's left with the baby, and it's just like,
who is this?
I guess is she a singer or a dancer?
Oh, it's somebody else he got pregnant or something?
No. She had a baby by the baby. And they got into a fight. He kicked her out, her and the baby, right?
Okay.
But you know, I mean, scenarios like that, situations like that, where in the beginning of the relationship, it's like, oh, you know, we're gonna have a baby and we're in love, and next thing you know, you're not, and you're now with this baby, and she's good because she's Rihanna, she's fine. But in most cases, I feel bad because I think that there are people who look at that and say, I want that Rihanna ASAP love. I want that. And that's
if they got good love, I want it too. It's supposed to be good. He ain't the baby. Like the baby kicked the mama and the baby out, right? And that's what the baby did. The baby ain't do that. Something like that's what the baby. There's too many babies in that. But I'm thinking
what?
I'm just saying her relationship ain't like the baby's. The baby's relationship, is it?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's what we don't know. I bet you they got them a nice little relationship.
I hope so.
They got Sunday dinners every Sunday. Her family. I bet you it's nice.
I hope so. I'm
gonna call her. I'm gonna call her.
Okay. Call the brat too while you're at it. Her and her fiance.
The brat?
Not the baby.
Not the baby, but the brat. Okay, the brat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So call her because her and her fiance are having a baby.
They're having a baby. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. There's so much babies going around. Ooh, I'm pregnant too.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Nick Cannon.
Ooh, you ain't that something? You have a baby in celibacy time. That's nice. Like that's Jesus. Ain't he having Jesus?
I don't think he did not understand the assignment. That is not celibacy.
Yeah.
He's now having his 8th child. He's
apologized.
He has since apologized because he was so excited. And this is what, months after his son passed.
Yeah.
And so people were saying that he was insensitive and he wasn't thinking, and I get that part, but he was excited. He did apologize. Jerry, what did you think?
What wasn't he thinking? Oh yeah, Jerry, what you think?
Was he thinking?
About what?
So he came out with the news that he was pregnant by the woman named Bree. A lot of people were like, oh, your son just passed away a couple months ago. And, like, how can you be having another baby right now? So a lot of people felt like he was taking, that away.
His grief.
Yes. And things like that. And the mother of the child, the one who that passed away, had came out and made a statement too about it. But I get, where he was coming from because, if you're excited, you have the baby, that's not a third. Everyone handles grief differently. I don't know what Nick is trying to prove having all these babies. I have no. I didn't think he would have a baby right away too. Right after his son passed away.
He's not having them. He's making them.
Right.
Yeah. So he's like a factory.
He doesn't necessarily know.
Pew pew pew.
He's
shooting the club up.
Shooting it up, But
yeah, Nick is shooting up the club, but I don't think it's insensitive. Two women were pregnant, and he obviously did it to him around the same time or whatever. He's with multiple people, so you can't say, well, this one while this baby was passing away, how could you have another baby? That's two different people. You can have babies whenever you want to. I know people that be in mourning having sex. Like, it's their coping mechanism, I guess. I don't know. That's how they do it. But I ain't mad at Nick. If you can take care of your kids, you can take care of your kids. I know people with 8 kids that can't take care of their kids. And people be like, well, they got to be on the system. He can take care of every one of his children. He can have him a basketball team. He can have him a marching band.
Yes.
Nick can do what he wants to.
He can have his own drum line. See what
his own drum. There you go. But boom. He can do that. I thought that was a good movie too. That was a good movie.
Jerry didn't get it.
Jerry, you didn't get it. Drumline?
I remember Drumline. I remember.
Jerry was like this.
Like, what are you doing?
Is there a question? Is there a question?
Jerry, Drumline. This is Nick Cannon.
The thing that I'm okay. There's no protection being used. These are different women. And I don't care because I'm not sleeping with the man and he ain't related to me. It's just the examples that
is the onus on him or them
example,
to have
both.
Yeah.
The women are like,
exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
That, me personally, care who you are. Nick is cute and all, but he ain't gonna get me knocked up. I'm sorry. It's just because I don't want that for me. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, Jerry.
Jerry.
Y'all, for real.
It's Nick Cannon. Yes, you will.
Jerry. Use a damn lie.
Use a damn lie.
Damn lie. Use a lie.
Nick can get fine though, but
like
he ain't ugly.
Nick Cannon ain't gonna get me pregnant. Girl, you be in the same room with him, breathing the same air. You be 9 months pregnant after a couple months. Oh, girl, I'm pregnant. I was just in the room with Nick Cannon. I'm pregnant.
It's love, though. I'm gonna keep it because this is a blessing.
This was out of love. I ain't like them other girls. I'm not like them other babies, mama. This was love. I only knew him for 15 minutes when he walked in the room and I breathed that air. But this is love.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was the one,
Yeah, he was the one. All right.
Everybody
was the one.
I think it's so interesting. Like when you hear people having bad relationships with the baby's daddy, when they're pregnant and everything, they have this grandiose idea of this guy, and they're like, he's such a good guy, he's such a good dad. Kiki, was that a loud burp inside of the thing? I mean,
it was a cough.
It's a cough. I was like, is she going to bottle that up and sell it? I mean, let's make money here.
Was it that bad? Sorry.
It was like, like.
Oh, it was a cough.
It's a cough. A cougher? What you do, a cougher? She did a laugh snort. A snort. Is that a laugh snort? Is that a little snort, Jerry?
Anyway, back to your point. Look, she got tissue. Lord.
I gotta do this. But like people be really, he's such a good person, da da da. And then whenever they're not with them and they got the baby's been born, oh, he was never no good. He's never. But wait a minute. Future. When you got knocked up, he was this was a good man. This was a good man.
That's what I was saying. That's what I mean. That's my whole point. Like the whole thing with Rihanna and ASAP. Like I'm not talking about them. I'm saying there are couples out there that look at them and think they're going to get that same love. I feel bad for these women, and I don't know who they are, but women who feel that if I just give him a baby, I'm gonna be set for life. And you might be, but you might not be.
Yeah, because a baby doesn't set you for life.
Look at future.
It doesn't set you for life.
Come on. Like that ain't cool.
He was the baby making machine. Now he done slowed down.
Because it's costing him.
Yeah.
Because it's costing him. He better chill.
18 years.
Listen, hey, Nick Cannon, 8 is enough.
No, it
did there.
Yes, he did. Boom. No.
Jerry don't know. Jerry's like,
you ain't watched that show. That's the 70s. You was just being born.
8 is enough, Nick Cannon.
8 is enough.
8 is enough, baby. Seriously.
He's just being born in the 80s, right? Yeah, that's bad. But I mean, go on, Nick. Do your thing, Nick. Raise your kids. Have your kids, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Nick is gonna like to have the bomb Sunday dinners and Thanksgiving.
No, I do believe that. I honestly do believe that. I think
that's wonderful.
He
can do a bowling alley in his house and have his own teams, like the boys versus the girls. I mean, wow. Ingenious. I love Nick. I love him.
I love Nick.
So Whoopi Goldberg was suspended for a statement that she made. I heard the statement and I was like, huh? I didn't think that it was that bad, but she is a TV personality. And there's certain things that you cannot talk about Jewish people. Whoopi Goldberg has been suspended from The View for 2 weeks, I think, without pay. But she's gonna be all right, without criticism for her remarks that the Holocaust was not about race. she said, let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. It's not about race. It's not about race. It's about man's inhumanity to man. The co-hosts mentioned that it's about the supremacists going after Jews. And then she said, but these are two white groups of people. The minute you turn it into race, it goes down this alley. Let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other. It doesn't matter if you're Black or white. Jews, it's each other. She makes $5 million a year from The View. She was suspended without pay. That means she's going to lose out on $192,000, that paycheck.
That's a pair of shoes.
Yeah, basically. But some people have, I believe her co-hosts are upset that she was suspended. And there's some people who said, she did not do anything that wrong. She has apologized. It really wasn't that bad. She took the news well. She's like, okay.
I get it.
Do you think that the Holocaust is about race?
Well, because
I got what she was trying to say.
I got what she was saying, because when you think of race, you're thinking of skin color, hair, texture, race.
Mm-hmm.
That's race.
Mm-hmm.
Those are people of the same color killing each other. So that's inhumane. I mean, all of it's inhumane. But I got what she was saying, because that's race. Because there's a difference. There's a difference between race, ethnicity, nationality. That's all different. But we put them all together with Jewish people, So it was, I got what she was saying, and I got the offensiveness of Jewish people, because the people were slaughtered, and that's like Kanye saying, slavery didn't happen.
Right.
It did, so I get the offensiveness of it. And but this day and age of cancel culture, you can't say anything without people canceling you, without giving you the knowledge of what it really is. And she didn't express something like, she didn't say, I hate Jews, or she never came out with that anti-Semitic thing. She never. She just said what race is in the minds, because we talk about race, what race is, in that it wasn't about colors, because they both were the same colors. That's true.
Right.
That was true. But the whole thing with the cancel culture, you always have to go back and retract. I mean, I watch what I say here, because I don't want anyone taking any offense. And then I have to do like a whole big campaign here, and I have to show, my white family members, if I said something against gay people, my gay family members, I have to do that, because it's not about the heart. Sometimes it's that the head speaks, and it speaks faster than some things that, So I got it, Whoopi. But $5 million a year, and you done for 2 weeks. You ain't gonna be able to buy. That's like her buying a pair of DSW shoes.
And she ain't losing much.
You ain't losing money. You just missed out on buying a pair of DSW shoes with the $5 coupon with the birthday.
Well, hopefully they'll take that money and they'll make a donation to.
I can see her doing that.
I would hope that would be the resolution, but I don't even think that she need, you would have, I think the baby said something about, yes, we're talking about the baby.
Not
again.
The baby.
He was talking about people with HIV and AIDS. And so
he shot somebody in Walmart, right?
Yeah.
Baby.
That's what that's talking about.
But he got more attention when he made the statement about being gay or something. I don't know. Oh, now they're trying to stop people from using the word gay. Child. Okay.
Ooh, Lord.
So when he made that reference, they wanted to cancel him. And so it was suggested that the LGBTQ plus community sit down and talk to him. And that's where the equity and inclusion and diversity people come in, and they teach people how not to talk stupid. Shout out to my soror Angelica Perez Johnston over at CCAC. She teaches her employees not to say dumb stuff about race. But does Whoopi Goldberg need to go to a diversity workshop? No, I don't think so. She knows.
Right.
She knows.
Her last name is Goldberg, for heaven's sake.
And there's that.
She's Jewish. She's Jewish.
Is she?
She's practicing. I don't know. But yeah. I think her statement, you know, I can understand people taking offense, but
right.
I get where the premise she was coming from.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of wrong, you know, like how she said it, you know what I mean? Like I get the context of it, you know what I mean? Just, but other people, they're gonna be like, it's not, it was about this, it was about that, you know what I mean? And like you said, cancel culture, they are ready, you know, and
ready with the clipboards.
Done.
Yeah. She said this, check. All right. Check.
Mm-hmm. So before we get canceled, we're going to take a quick break. I was hoping to get a therapist on to discuss this story. It was very hard to hear that a young lady took her life because it was so hard for her to deal with all the pressures of celebrity and social media, and she was dealing with depression. The former Miss USA Cheslie, is it Kryst or Christ? Kryst. She took her own life this week, and her mom broke her silence talking about her daughter's death. So I want to talk about depression, and I want to talk about how we can make it so hard for other people to open up to. We've talked about this many times. I couldn't get a therapist on to give us the medical resolutions or, you know, tell us the official signs, but, you know, I read pretty good. So we're going to talk about that. And even hopefully, if you're watching or if you're listening, hopefully you'll share with us your story, or hopefully what we're sharing with you, we can help you overcome it. Believe me, you are not alone. When it comes to depression, you are not alone. There's so many people that are in this dark place. I think that what makes it harder is when you can't get out of that dark place. And so we want you to know that we are extending our hands and helping you to get out of that dark place, because you are loved, you are needed, you are necessary, and you are not alone. So we're going to talk about, we're going to get into girl talk right after the break. Cheslie Kryst, former Miss USA. She took her own life this week. Really, really sad story. So we're going to talk about that next. It's the Hey Girl, Hey podcast on Urban Media Today. Hey Girl, Hey.
Hey.
All right. This is the Hey Girl, Hey podcast. We got a little somber. We were kind of joking around. But, you know, we were touching on hot topics, and one of the stories that hit hard was the story about former Miss USA Cheslie Kryst. Before we get into that, I forgot we do have Who the F Cares news. Do we want to kind of lighten it up with Who the F Cares news?
We can.
Okay. So R. Kelly is in Who the F Cares news.
Oh, we can skip that. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's why he's in Who the F Cares news. He confirmed he's positive for COVID-19. He wants to he requested to delay his appeal. He can't even speak to his counsel by phone.
Okay.
Right. Tisha Campbell said that somebody tried to kidnap her.
No, you just ain't dragging her in no car. That's just what you ain't doing.
She posted a video on Instagram. She detailed her frightening experience where she encountered a taxi driver who she believes tried to kidnap her for human trafficking. She said, "Yo, this trafficking ish is real, but they got me effed up." Now, I'm going to go back to Dion Cole.
Ooh. I love Dion Cole.
I'm not saying that Tisha Campbell is wrong. I'm not being
I'm not sure. I believe it.
But Dion Cole said there's some people they ain't taking.
They ain't taking me.
Yeah, definitely not taking me.
It's
like, get in the bed.
Come on.
Taking me either.
You ain't getting me. You ain't getting me while I'm up. But just think, if I pass out, that's dead weight. That's heavier. Man, you try to give me. You be like, listen.
Carrying me out. I'm just saying.
We are done. You're just gonna leave her right here.
Police are actually responding to this, saying that they could not confirm that the actress stayed in Brownsville. I guess that's where she was during the time of the alleged incident.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We're
Oh,
talking this is a Jussie Smollett situation.
I hope not. I mean, I believe it can happen. I don't think. I mean, this is it's not. We're not making light or fun of her situation or trafficking, because that's terrible.
No,
But
not
let me just put me just put it towards me. I'm gonna make this is funny for me, because I'm a woman of a certain age and a certain size. So if you think that you gonna get me in the back of your car, this is what I'm gonna tell you. You be better off going to a butcher and grabbing a side of beef to eat, because you're not gonna get me in that ride. Can I just say that?
He said, hell to the no.
No. And then I'm like, what I'm saying is, don't let me pass out. There's no way. You got to drag me with these locks to just, woo. After a while, they be so tired. They just gonna leave me in the car because they can't move. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be halfway in the car, halfway out. I mean, you got to get a truck. You got to get a U-Haul.
We get it. We
to
get
get
it.
I'm just saying.
We're not saying
I'm not saying anything about Trisha Campbell.
Lying. We're not saying
I'm not saying she's lying.
Funny. We're not.
Because she says she's effed up. I'll be effed up too, Tisha. I'm with you on that. She's my friend. I'll call her. I'm gonna call her.
All right. Give us a call.
I'm gonna call Tisha. She ain't called me about
Give
that.
us a call, 412-709-6130. If there's something you want to say. If you're Trisha Campbell watching,
I know she is.
We definitely would love.
She's gonna be mad. I'm not joking about it.
That's your girl.
Right. That's my girl, though. I really do love her. I think she is hilarious. I think she's I mean, I believe that happened to her. I'm not doubting that didn't happen to her, but I'm just saying that's a lot of pulling.
That's just too much to lie about.
That's too much. She ain't lying about that. That's too much. You know what I mean? And she's not a comedian like that. She ain't that funny.
We gonna need the tapes. We gonna need them.
I'm gonna need to see them tapes.
We gonna need to see them tapes.
I'm gonna have.
Yeah.
Give me some proof.
Give me some proof. Everybody with the Ring doorbell. The Ring doorbell people. You know that little neighborhood. You know that little neighborhood they got? Put it on the neighborhood chat. The neighborhood chat Ring people.
I can't.
All of that.
Put that on the neighborhood Ring chat, babe. Let me see that. I know somebody in that community got that on the neighborhood Ring. It's on a Ring. They Ring went off when that happened. Like, woo, did you see that?
Again, we are not making light of the subject of trafficking.
I'm not. I would never do that.
Is a very serious issue.
That's serious. It is. Serious. I would never joke about that. I'm not joking about that.
Very serious issue.
If I ever see it going on, I'm stepping in.
Yeah, but how would you know? See, that's the thing. Like, you don't know the signs. You know, you see the movies, and you think that maybe she doesn't look like she belongs with him, and then you want to mind your business. You don't know, and yet this is a 13-year-old girl who's just well developed, and you don't know if she's trafficked or not.
It's really hard. You
don't really know. You don't really know, and you also don't know when someone is going through something. You don't know when someone is going through depression or mental health issues, because the signs are pretty light. You know, about 1/3 of people who think about suicide, they do make an attempt.
Right.
The highest risk is the first year of the onset of suicidal thoughts. More than 60% of first suicidal attempts happen during that time. Warning signs to take seriously include increased alcohol or drug use, withdrawing from usual activities, changes in sleep patterns, and other behavioral shifts. And everyone's story is different. And what's sad is we don't know these stories until after it happens. Like, former Miss USA Cheslie Kryst. She died this week by suicide, according to a medical examiner. This is in New York. Her mother spoke out about the former pageant winner, saying that she was struggling with depression. The thing that got me most was this 30-year-old woman. You know, we would look at her and she was beautiful. She was beautiful. She was vibrant. She looked happy. And she was literally, I don't want to say on top of the world, because she lived in a 60 foot floor.
In Manhattan.
In Manhattan. And it's like, this is goals for most people. But what we don't realize is those goals are not what they're all cracked up to be. The higher you get in success, the more your haters grow, the more people criticize you, the more you're pressured to be even more perfect and more successful. You have to, you know, your image, your weight, your education, everything. And now that we hide behind these keyboards, now we are just trolls and we're just saying whatever. And, you know, us being on this level, we're dealing with it too, but our stories don't make front page news. You know what I mean? And I've dealt with depression, and it is not easy. And thank God I see a therapist, you know, because, and I always encourage people to see a therapist, not because the therapist can heal you, but the therapist can hear you. The therapist will hear everything that you're saying and kind of say it back to you. Like, what do you think about that? And you kind of hear it yourself. And, you know, but it really depends on how deep you are in it, because some people struggle with it very heavy. You know, so Jerry, what did you think when you heard the story about this? This girl's 30 years old. She's your age.
My age, you know, and it's sad because, like you said, you never know what someone's going through. She hid behind her smile and her personality and everything like that. And you know what they say, it's always the ones that are the happiest, you know, the outgoing ones, or they hide behind that smile. And I feel like, you know, some with celebrities, it could be harder for them only because they're in that limelight and they have this image of perfection. Like you said, you have to have a certain weight, education. Hell, they want us to bleach our skins to look more white. You know what I mean? So you have to have that image of, you know, to make it, you know what I mean? And we don't know what she was going through. It's heartbreaking, you know, like everyone deals with it. It makes me think of the situation with Britney Spears, you know what I mean? And how she was going through it really, really bad. And I feel like sometimes people, they don't give celebrities a pass with that, because they're like, oh, well, you chose this life, you know, this is what we should expect. But it's hard for everybody, you know, like not because of the social status. Like, you know, I've dealt with depression for years. I mean, years. Days good, and there's days where I don't want to be bothered. And the crazy thing is, nothing really has to happen to you. Like, you, most of the times, like, you don't have to have like a traumatic event that has happened to you in the past. It's really a disease. Like, there's really a chemical imbalance in your brain. You know, you can have the perfect life, but still don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? Like, still feel off. You just feel sad, and no one gets it. And I feel like some people are hard to speak out, because, especially in the Black community, because we're not supposed to feel that way. You know, like, everything's supposed to be good. Suck it up. You're a big girl. You know what I mean? You'll be able to do this. Like, oh, girl, don't be fun. Just read a book. Just go take a walk. Like, no, it's deeper than that. And I feel like, you know, it's a stigma, especially in the Black community. Mental health is real. And it's like, we're told from a young age not, you know, to hide our feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's up in adulthood. So prayers for her and, you know, her family. And, you know, I know her family really going through a hard time, but we need more help in our, you know, in our communities. We really do.
We need to be open to hearing it.
Yeah.
And recognizing it. I think we're doing a lot better now, but I feel we need to be more open to recognizing it and owning up to it, and not hiding from it when someone says, what's wrong, being available for them to tell you what is wrong.
Right.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and don't
we used to
supposed to feel that way. That's the problem, like I said, oh, you'll be okay, or don't feel like that, or you got this, you got that. No, like I said, it's deeper than that. And that's why our rates are high, and we're bottling everything inside, and it just makes us snap, you know what I mean? But yeah, we need to be receptive, for people who's going through that.
What were you gonna say, Sean?
It used to be one of those things whenever, like with Black people, they used to always say like suicide was a white person's thing. Like Black people don't commit suicide, and that's not true. For so long, you wouldn't hear about a Black person committing suicide, and they would have committed suicide, but it was always covered up because people used to have a fear of their insurance not paying off for suicides. So they would cover it up and say, like, oh, they went to sleep and they didn't wake up or something like that. And insurance will still pay out on the dividend or on the money for that. But and that's sad because for so long, I mean, I remember reading one time on Facebook about a friend, a childhood friend. Her mother passed away when we were kids, and she had put something on Facebook to her. It was to her mother and said, "You couldn't live for me. You let a man come between us." And I was like, all this time I thought your mother died. Her mother committed suicide because she was in this relationship with this man that she was in love with. And she took pills and killed herself all these years, 30 something years. I never knew that. Never knew that about her mom. Because we always balled it up. But I had to face suicide on a personal level with a family member. And my nephew, Trey Tipton, he actually got awards and everything for this, but it's quite sad actually. He he has this, you gotta, look him up and Google him on all the social media, Trey Tipton, but he speaks about his life and what he had gone through. And at one point, I think it was like 2018, he thought about committing suicide. Now, I didn't know this, and me and my nephew are close. So we talk all the time. And so getting a call from him at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning was something that never really bothered me because creative people, and I'm a creative person, we think during times people are not thinking. So when he would call me, but this one time I kind of felt something in my spirit that wasn't right, but I just went on and I talked to him and encouraged him. But he was, he's a football player and his goal was to play football, but he got injured and a lot of things were going through. Not until I saw this video that he posted on social media about how he was on a Fort Duquesne bridge, I believe it was, and he stood there and he walked over that bridge and he walked over to kill himself. I never knew that until that story came out. And it was something in the paper I was reading. And I said, dude, I talk to you all the time. And I read the article in the paper. I didn't even know. I had just talked to him that day. He never said nothing about the article. But one thing about my nephew is that he would always, when he was in high school, in college, and he would excel and get awards, him and I would talk that day. And I would look at the news and say, you got an award today? And he would say, yeah. He said, but when I talk to you, I just want to talk to you. I don't want to talk about stuff like that. So I never thought anything. But when I saw that hit my heart. And then he did the video and he spoke about it. So when this thing came along with Cheslie Kryst about, her committing suicide, I called him. I said, could you tell me something? I said, because people always say, check on your friends.
Right.
You can check on them, but they hide it. You don't know. So I said, so have you had that moment? I checked on you. You didn't say anything to me. I didn't know. He said, you're right, Auntie. He said the check, and he goes and he speaks to kids at school. And what he told me the other night was, he said, the onus is on me to take care of myself. He said, I see a therapist. I have to keep telling myself daily, you got this, you can do this. He said, you could check on me every day. But if I'm not real with this situation and this battle I'm going through, it can take me out at any moment. He says, so it is up to me. And it's up to me to make sure I'm good. He said, I got a therapist. I have all that. He said, plenty of people who killed themselves have therapists and everything. He said, but every day you got to tell yourself, you got this. And I was like, okay. He said, so I tell people, do not, because they feel bad after someone killed himself. They say, well, what could I have done? He said, there's nothing you could do when somebody's going to kill themselves. They already had in their mind they were going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's what Regina King.
Exactly.
It's just a tragic story. Her son took his life, and he was her world.
Mm-hmm.
He was her world, only child. They were always together, and you know, and she's at such a high point in her career.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, and it's just not something that, you know, when you are the mother of a child who commits suicide, there's nothing that you can say.
Yeah.
You know, you can say, you're in my prayers. I love you. I'm here.
Yeah.
Because I feel that as a mother, you weren't there for your child. Your job as a mom is to take away all the boo-boos, to make the boo-boos go away. You know, and when you can't do that, that's a blow, you know. You know, so
but it's not your fault.
No, it's not, but you carry
as
it
a
because
mom,
you brought that child.
You feel it
because you brought that child into this world, and you feel what your child feels.
Exactly.
You feel it. And you know, I just hope and encourage anyone out there, call somebody and just say, I just need to talk.
Yeah,
I just need to
got
talk. I just need to get it out. There's a national hotline. As a matter of fact,
800-273-8255.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. Because it really does matter. There are people who are trained to help you go through it. Maybe because they've been through it. Maybe because they've lost someone too. You know, you are loved. You do make a difference. People do care. So don't think that is not the case. You know, our prayers go out to Cheslie's mom, to Regina
King.
to people who have lost their loved ones to suicide. And you know, I just be present. Don't say, "Oh, you're gonna be all right."
Yeah.
Even if you're joking, like,
yeah.
One thing that hit me was her mom said, we talked every day. She was my best friend. I heard my mom say that. Like my mom, I talk to my mom every day. And so it's like, wow, I can't put my mom through that.
Yeah.
I can't put my mom through that, you know? So, but sometimes you don't want it to be a forever thing. You just want it to go away.
Exactly.
You just want it to go away. You don't want it to be a forever thing. You just want the hurt to stop.
Right. You know? You don't think about people. You're thinking about yourself because you're going through it. And your mind doesn't really think about what everybody else is going to think if you're not here.
Right.
I mean, because they're in so much hurt. You can be in so much hurt and so much pain that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know. So I don't know. I mean, you got to check on people, but if we feel this way, it's up to us to keep on pushing ourselves. We got to push it. It's hard, but we got to do it.
Yeah. 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 All right. That's the show. This was a good one. Again, if you have any questions, any show ideas, you can always call us 412-709-6130, or you can email us. Sean, you want to tell them the email?
Yes, well, because we do have an email. And so if you want to email us, you can email us at the heygirlheypodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. And what's the phone number again?
412-709-6130.
Okay.
Yes. On social media at Girl Hey 2018 is on the Twitter. And on the Facebook, it is the Hey Girl Hey podcast. And on the Instagram, it's the Hey Girl Hey podcast 2018.
Okay.
And Jerry, this is real simple for you. Where can they find us?
You can, wherever all podcasts are played is where you can find us. Honey.
Hold on. Do we need to pull our podcast from Spotify?
Whoa, yeah. Well, see, wow.
What did Joe Rogan say?
Oh, what did he say? He said, I said I was going to remember that.
Do you even know who Joe Rogan is?
No.
Oh,
Google it real quick. Who's Joe Rogan? He said something. Everybody's pulling their stuff. What did he say?
I don't know.
Oh, where's the Joe Rogan? What's
Joe
his name?
Rogan. Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan.
Why did he say it like that? Joe Rogan.
Rogan. Let me see. What the he's in?
We really
Joe
don't have time for you to
said-
look him up.
We gonna look him up.
We don't have time.
We gonna.
Okay.
What he say?
Right.
Joe Rogan. I don't know. Joe Rogan. Okay. I don't know. He's a comedian.
He said
Okay.
something about racism. Something about it was a racist statement. And so
Oh,
a lot
racist?
of artists are pulling their music. India Irie's pulled her music from
Yes.
she's pulled her music from, let me see.
Yeah. Mhm.
Stock took a big hit Wednesday because of a slowing growth forecast. The company's seeing comments podcast host Joe Rogan while departure of Exodus. And Rogan responded to the controversy earlier this week, saying he's not trying to promote misinformation and that he never tried to do anything with this podcast other than just talk to people and have interesting conversations. Spotify said it's adding a content advisory to any podcast that includes a discussion about COVID-19.
Yeah, it was COVID.
Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, Crosby, Stills and Nash, India Irie,
Nobody knows him.
and Mary Trump.
Ooh, not Mary Trump. Is that Donald's sister? That's Mary.
Niece.
His niece. Okay, that's somebody. Yeah.
So, we'll take a poll. Should we pull our stuff from Spotify?
Nah.
I don't think anybody really cares.
We got to read a little bit more
really
about
cares.
this.
I don't really cares, to be honest.
We got to read a little
really
bit more.
cares. Okay.
I got to figure out what that was all about first.
Okay. He said something about COVID. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, asked and answered. I'm your radio chick, Kiki Brown.
And I'm the chatter chick, LaShawn.
And I'm your millennial chick, Gier. That's me.
It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast on Urban Media today. Big shouts to the Allegheny County Health Department. Visit Allegheny County Health Department's public health clinic for free and confidential walk-in HIV STD screenings. They are located in the Hill District, 1908 Wiley Avenue, open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 8 to 3:30 p.m., 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., and Wednesdays, noon to 7:30. You can call 412-578-8081. Just go and get tested. Stop going out there and making babies and just doing it, doing the nasty without protection.
Yeah, don't be raw dogging all this in.
I don't know nothing about that.
I don't either, girl. Wait.
I don't know.
Yes, I do. Okay. Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.